Yeah, all's fine this way, Joe. Anyway, I'll give it back to you, and when we do the round, I'll mention what I've got to mention, and we'll go from there, eh? VK2 J... Oh, FM... I'll get it right, hang on. VK2 FM OMG, VK2 EHQ.
2HQ, VK2 FOMG. No, so it's all good, mate. We'll catch up with you. I'll put you down on the bottom of the list there, so all good. All right, that should be enough crew to kick off for the first round. So, first of all, good evening, gentlemen. Welcome to the Central Coast Amateur Radio Club 2-Man Net. Again, my name is Jay, VK2 FOMG, Netmaster this evening. Al's already sent me an email. Good on you, Al. Any other shortwave listeners as well, Matt might be listening as well down there in Everlong. So, drop on in, mate. Netmaster at CCARC.org.au. Otherwise, let's kick it off with Brad, VK2 and Z, VK2 FOMG. How's your week been, mate?
VK2 FOMG, VK2 NMZ, VK2 FOMG. It's been good. It's been hectic and absolutely chaotic. So overall, it's come through and it's been quite good. Not a huge amount to come through and report here. I'll be ducking in and out tonight. I've just got a few other things going on, but I have thought that I think I may need to burn the garage down. I came in here and moved my my ADS-B receiver, and little baby spiders scattered everywhere. Uh-oh.
It doesn't sound like that went too well for you, so yeah, it looks like you might have to get that one sorted out. Anything else going around with radio for you, mate?
VK2RAG, Summersby.
Not at the moment. That's about all my news.
So thanks, Brad, and I hope you can get that sorted out, mate. We'll catch up with you on the next round. We'll see if young Dave, and I use young as the reverse terminology there, see if Dave's there, VK2 KFU, VK2 FOMG. Mr. Publicity Officer, how's it been this week?
VK2 FOMG, VK2 KFU. Pretty quiet. I apologise for not turning up for the GPS lecture last week because I came down with a sudden bout of food poisoning. Here's a hint. If you're eating salmon, it has to be fresh. So it's now been moved to June. As advised by Cowan. And I've got the usual blurb on the Wyoming field day, including a request for any old photographs, a list of the lectures which haven't changed, impacts of space weather, how science works, satellites and collecting telemetry, the talk on Raven, and the multi-mode digital voice modem. I'll just get the repeater reset. And that really is it. Okay, the rest of it is just template. So if anyone has any more information to add, then it better not be too much, because I'm already trying to figure out how much to remove. The broadcast officer, he wants things down to a single A4 page, so I might have to reduce the font somewhat. VK2 FOMG, VK2 KFU.
KFU, VK2 FOMG. Yeah, that's good, Dave. Yeah, we might have to look at bringing that down, although I think Glenn was also suggesting that he might do a separate section for the field day within the news. Don't quote me on that one. It might be an internal conversation we'll have to have off air. But I believe he's doing a separate section, then we're doing our regular club news as well as part of the regular all good, mate. Hope everything's well, and that's quite alright. You know, these things happen, and we'll reschedule you in for GPS. I think Karen's already booked you in for June, is that right?
Yep, well, that's what she said. Oh, yeah, email. Haven't seen the actual schedule for this year, but she did say that I'm now down for June. So hopefully I shall be there.
Dave, thanks. Much appreciated, mate. And look, we'll catch up a little bit more about that on the next round. But yes, obviously the hot topic at the moment, especially coming into what have we got? A month from today, actually, ladies and gentlemen. So 24th of the 1st today, so the 24th of the 2nd is the Wild Field Day for 2019. If you're not sure, head over to fieldday.org.au or ccarc.org.au/Wild Field Day. Either way, click on the Wild Field Day link at the top of the webpage there, and you'll be able to go through and check out all the information there. We are doing regular, and by regular I mean every day or two, updates on that, so please check that out on a regular basis if you're looking for the latest information. And of course, if you've got any questions, hit us up, wildfieldday-eliason@hotmail.com, or you can contact myself, Vice President at CCARC.org.au. That's Vice-President at CCARC.org.au. But yeah, so hot topic, look, booked out. Let me just unkey for a sec. I'm not going to give away a lot of information here, but if you go and check out the website there, we've got a big range of traders and everything going on, as well as lectures booked out for the bulk of the day, I believe. So that's going to be great. The raffles, we've secured some of the new items for the raffle this year. Again, I'm not going to give that away. Go and check out the website. And yeah, 8 doors open 8:30, so big one. Thank you, Dave, and we'll get back to you as soon as possible. All right, we'll get up on the next round there for Dave. Now we'll head over to Jamie, BK2FJY, BK2FOJ.
BK2 Echo Foxtrot Mike.
Acknowledging VK2 Echo Foxtrot Mike, you've got a further log there, Jay, VK2 FOMG. Good evening all, thank you for putting on that there, Jay, and also Brad and everyone else, and acknowledging the President, VK2ASS is also on the site. Busy week for us at work, been in Sydney all week, wrapping up in Sydney again tomorrow, all in good fun. Other than that, not much to report my end. Property's blooming. Had a little bit of rain a couple of nights ago, so the grass has been lavish. Running around the lawnmower this afternoon and feeding horses, and just come in the shack, caught the first round, flick the HF on, catch up on some emails at the same time, and just about all to report my end. Very exciting. And I'll throw it over to you there, Jay, to bring in VK2 November Foxtrot Mike. I think the call sign was. Over to you there, Jay.
2FJY, BK2FOMG. It was VK2 Echo Foxtrot Mike. Can I just confirm that one first, please? Station, go ahead.
To Roger, VK2 Echo Fox Mike, name's Alan, over.
Thanks for joining the net this evening, and appreciate it, mate. I have put you down to the bottom of the list there for the round. So thanks for joining there, and we'll catch up with you once we get down there. Anything else there, Jamie? Good to see you, mate. Busy. I was busy working tomorrow, and then I think you were working Sunday last week as well. Always busy, mate. And got the mowing done. That's always good to hear. What else are we doing around the house with antennas, mate? Anything else you want to share, or we keep it off to the next round?
Oh, yeah, with the help of VK2 AOR, who dropped in the other day, we've constructed a 40-metre inverted V dipole, which is functioning quite well. Threw up a 4 dipole binary array as well, just for the UHF RX. Bit of splitter down here for a couple of radios, and another pair of dipoles with some software to find radios. Diagnosed the fault with the HF feeder, which turned out to be a coaxial issue, so that's another cable run tied into the tower and replaced here at home. So other than that, mate, that's about it to report my end. Yeah, the radio room's slowly getting there. I still haven't wired any lights or power into the room. So everything's running off off extension leads and things like that. But construction-wise, yeah, it's getting there, so to speak. I'll throw it back over to you, and that pretty much concludes my my last couple of weeks. Over to you there, Jay.
Jamie, good to hear, mate. VK2FJAY, VK2FOMG. Good stuff. So glad you got all that sorted out. So good stuff, and yeah, we'll catch up with you on the next round. We're down to the president. Over to you, Prez. VK2F VK2FOMG.
VK2FOMG, VK2 Alpha Sierra Sierra. I've just been watching the live feed here that I'm running here from home. Seen it top out around 32, 33 people. Currently we have 18 to 20. Hello, people. We do have Al Barton, Lee Munn, VK2 FALD, a gentleman by the name of Brendan King, and and anyone who is listening to this, please do go ahead and drop your call sign and say hello. Give us a wave and I shall reply to you. I'm going to jump out for a minute because just before you would have probably heard my phone ringing through the live feed. Tracy's just on the phone listening to me dribble. And she said yes. She's agreeing. Okay, Jay, I'll let you know when I return. I shan't be too long.
VK2RAG, Summersby.
VK2F Sierra Sierra, VK2FOMG. No worries, mate. Thanks for supplying the live feed this evening. And I can see currently we've got 25 to 22 people watching, fluctuating obviously. If you're there, drop a call sign, say g'day. You don't have to jump on the net if you just want to listen. We always encourage people to join. Shortwave listeners or not, it's always great just to say hello and just let us know that you're listening. It's great to see. All right, mate. No worries. We'll catch up with you on the next round, and we appreciate your time. We'll see you then. All right. We'll move down to VK2EHQ, VK2FOMG.
VK2FOMG, VK2EHQ. A bit of a tongue twister. I think it matters whether it's a call sign or not. Anyway, been a quiet week, nothing new, just work, and Murphy. Just a couple of things only. Smoke signals should be out either tonight or tomorrow sometime with a bit of luck. Karen's proofread it, I've proofread it, and we have somebody else to proofread it, just to catch any mistakes in case we've missed any, although grammar seems to be pedantic, but everyone's got their own viewpoint on that. The second thing was we still need another 2 or 3 husky young lads, or any sort of lad that's husky, for Saturday at Bob ZAR's place.
Uh-oh. They're back. Ladies and gentlemen, my apologies. We did just have a bit of a an issue there with the repeater, but it's since recovered itself. Good thing we got those 3-minute timeouts on there. But thanks, Pete. We look forward to the smoke signals there coming out the next couple of days, and we'll catch up with you on the next round. All right, down to Alan, VK2 EFM, VK2 FOMG.
VK2 FOMG. I'm going to get used to these F call signs. VK2 Echo Fox Mike. Name's Alan. Located at Peach Ridge. Busy this afternoon replacing a panel on a pool fence, so hopefully the neighbours will carry on. We're not too annoyed at a hammer drill at 7:30 at night, but anyway, I'm moving out. Yes, anyway, I did put my hand up for the tower moving on Saturday morning, so I've started taking the Nurofen now, so I should be right. Back to you then, Jay, VK2 FONG, VK2 EFM.
To EFM, VK2 FOMG. We did have somebody transmit over the top of you just at the tail end if you're over there, but we'll catch up with them. Just conscious I'm at the bottom of the list there. Not good to hear, mate. I hope the health gets better, and good aspirin, as you said, should try and help sort that one out. So good luck with that one. What else have you been doing on radio this week, mate?
That one, hang on, go again.
Alan, just seeing if there was anything else you wanted to share with us, radio experiences you've had this week.
Not a great deal. I'm busy rebuilding a shack, moved QTH, and plotting and scheming about where to grow a tower. So the important thing is I've got agreement from the XYL, so the rest of it should be easy. VK2 FONG, VK2 FM.
Good copy, Alan. Thanks for that one, mate, and good to see. I know if I chat with my ex-whale about anything radio, I get the roll of newspaper, but it's probably because she's seen the invoices for all the radios and equipment that I bought, so I'm sure everybody's laughing and nodding their heads there, so that's a good one. All right, we're at the bottom of the list. Thank you, Alan. We'll catch up with you on the next round. Of course, now I go over to our shortwave listeners, which in this case, because we now are live on social media, I will check both the social media and the email address, and just go through and read out some comments. If anybody's got any comments they want to drop in, if you're on Facebook, I highly recommend just dropping them in on the comments and I can read them. Otherwise, I'll check out the Netmaster website email address as well. So just bear with me. I'll have a quick look and do some call sign drops and check out the mailbox. Won't be a moment.
Good, Mark Golf, here's 2 now.
Acknowledging VK2 Mike Golf. G'day, g'day Al, good to hear from you, mate. I've also got Mohammed there who's watching, VK3ZZK. Thanks for joining us there, mate. Paul Dixon's dropped you in VK2 PKD on Facebook. It won't let me see the rest of it for some reason. I did have a couple of other stations there and a couple of people that put some like comments in. So thanks everybody, we appreciate it, and yeah, the more the merrier, as they say. If you can get into the repeater, by all means, jump in, drop your call sign, and have a bit of a chat. Otherwise, I'll unkey and I'll just have a quick read of our email from earlier and go from there. Okay, Al has sent us through an email. Al says, hi Jay, and all on the net. Not much to report, it's been quiet. Missed a downlink from the ISS on the 23rd of the 1st. Still listening around the aircraft and watching then on Flight Radar 24. Looking for the height, estimated flight above Australia is 41,000 feet so far. Is that for the ISS, Al? Drop some comments there on Facebook or in your next email if you could. Thanks for the net, Jay. Cheers to all. Al, 73s. Thank you, Al. Much appreciated. Yeah, let's catch up on the next round. But 41,000 feet for, is that for the ISS? That can't be right. It's not that high, is it? Anyway, we'll catch up on your next email. Thanks for joining the net this evening. And we've got VK4TNC, Darren Walker. Thanks for joining, mate. Much appreciated. We'll leave the frequency open now and let's get some stations coming in. My name is Jay for the Central Coast Amateur Radio Club 2-Minute Net this evening. I am your Netmaster and Vice President of the club. get some stations going. Drop your call sign, let's go.
2 Echo Whiskey India.
VK2 Echo Whiskey India. My apologies. I do recognise the call sign. I can't remember the name. If you could, can I just get your name, please? Sorry.
Roger, Jay. My name is Jim, Japan, India, Mexico. I'm in Wai, over.
Jim, you're in Wai there, and you've got a US call sign as well, which is of the same string EWI, so I always like to jot down for ones that I can't remember. The common ones I always pick up. But thanks for that, Jim, and I'll see if there's any other stations that wish to join. Al, VK2MG, I've got you down the list as well, mate. Anybody else that wishes to join, please go ahead. VK2HDZ. Good evening there, Ian, VK2HDZ. Thanks for joining there, mate. Any other stations, please go ahead. Al writes back, no Jay, that's the commercial aircraft on Facebook there. So if you're not familiar, jump on Facebook. Some of the comments I'm going to be reading are straight off the Facebook page. Just jump on Facebook, look for Central Coast Amateur Radio Club. But thank you, Al, for the clarification, because I was a bit confused there when you said, I'm going to check out 41,000 feet, and I was like, yeah, just for the commercial, all good. All right, acknowledging Ian, Jim, and Al. We'll go to the top of... Oh, no, we'll let them go first. We'll go over to Al, VK2MG, VK2FOMG.
VK2FOMG, VK2MG. I did finally manage to get out for second activation again this week, and see from the post it was a bit of a slog. Just under 7 hours to get the contact. It was not really what I was expecting to do that day, but it was interesting nonetheless, and... Eliza managed to tune some add-ons to turn my 40-metre dipoles to also do 15. I didn't get anybody on it. A few more CW contacts on this one. There's the 30th park activators, those new certificates, they're starting to flow again. VK2 FOMG and the Central Coast Net, VK2MG.
2MG, VK2 FOMG. Thanks for dropping by, mate. Much appreciated. I missed the park, although I do recall seeing your posts from Facebook. Sounds like it was a bit of a challenge there, mate. What was the major drama you had there? Was the band not open, or just trying to get into the spaces, or what was the main one you found out of it, over?
Getting in was actually really very easy. It was a lovely spot to get into, except I couldn't really... I ended up running the antenna northeast-southwest, which is about 90 degrees off where I like to run it. There wasn't really anywhere else to put it up there. But no, propagation on all bands was absolutely horrible that day. It really didn't start to pick up till about 5 o'clock in the afternoon. And I was about before then I was resigned to having to come back. It was Warramai. So I was near the RAF base for the first couple of hours. I think I actually had more fighter jets fly over me than I had contact, and some of that was kind of exciting to watch. They were nice and low, and nice tight right banks back into Williamtown. But yeah, it was just the propagation was awful. One thing I did want to ask you too is I wanted to send the URL out. I can see the live video up. I can't find any way to find the URL to send to anybody for that. Is that around somewhere, or have I got to do something funny for that?
VK2RAG, Summersby.
VK2MG, VK2FOMG. Roger, mate. Quickly, first comment there on the live feed. If you have a look on the actual live feed itself, there's the share option there. So it's to send this to friends or post it onto your timeline, and they'll actually post the live feed onto your timeline. Excuse me, Brad can correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure that he's enabled it to be live fed. And if you join the actual live feed, it'll come up saying that you're watching a live feed in your feed. So friends of yours will actually, if they're on Facebook, you'll say Al is watching a live feed, or Alan is watching a live feed. And yeah, they can join if they wish to. Otherwise, yeah, if you just click that share button there, it's for everybody else on Facebook as well. Hit that share button, hit comment, or give us a like, or yeah, whichever. We're a pretty open group on these nets. So, but yeah, Al, that's the quick one there. I'll just unkey for a sec. And good to hear it was easy to get into there, and I'm sure they would have had a fun time with all the Raffies flying over there at Williamtown. I know, well, a couple of weeks now, but just in early January they were having some bushfire issues. Well, actually, it might have been late last year now that I think about it. They had some bushfire issues there, and that was causing all sorts of grief, not only for the fighter pilots, but I dare say it would have been for the same thing for any sort of RF coming out of there. So, but yeah. No, it's good to hear, mate. Excellent. All right, we might catch up with you on the next round. I'm actively watching the Facebook page as well, so if anybody else is there and wants to drop a comment, I'm checking out on that. And Netmaster as well at CCARC. All right, I'll go down to Jim, VK2EWI, VK2FOMG.
Roger, VK2FOMG, VK2 Echo Whiskey India. Yeah, Roger, my QRZ page is under my stateside call, which I've had for 60 or so years, which is Whiskey Alpha 6 Echo Whiskey India. But I'm here in Australia every year for at least 6 months, and lately it's been about 10 months. Also, I have a station in France, which is my call sign there is Florida 4 Whiskey Bravo Zulu F4 WBZ. So anyway, HF radio, I've been on 160, worked as ZL the other night, maybe last night, and checked into the Blue Mountains Radio Club net on 80 meters, and got very good signal reports from most of the members there. So I would encourage anyone that's listening to check into the Blue Mountains net and let them know we're here. They hadn't talked to anybody from the Central Coast Amateur Radio Club in a while, so they probably would like to hear from anybody else that wants to check in. They're on, I guess, Tuesday nights. So that's about it. Jay, back to you. Over.
Hey, Jim, VK2AWI, VK2FOMG. Good to know you. I didn't know you had a French station either. That's, I knew you had a WA6. I just couldn't remember that from conversations in the past from the States. So, no, that's good, mate. Thanks for joining and appreciate it. Yes, I have heard the Blue Mountains 80-metre net going on. And, yeah, unfortunately where I am, and I have to pull my vertical HF vertical down, so I'm running on a basically a wire on the fence, which is not giving me a lot. So 10 watts doesn't quite get me into the Blue Mountains. I'm down underneath the noise unless we've got clear path and an open path, I should say. So yeah, but no, you can get to listen to it. I think they're doing 80 metres on, I think it was Tuesday night or something, if I remember. Do you want to clarify that one for me, please, Jim? When do they do that one?
Roger, Jay, that's on Tuesday night, and Brian VK2 Alpha Foxtrot really puts through a signal here. He was at least 30 over 9 in Hawaii, which is pretty remarkable. So you ought to hear him. And he's net control was on Tuesday night. But have a listen for him, and some of the Central Coast guys should probably have a listen. Anyway, they're all headed up for the Wyong Field Day. Over.
Jim, thanks for the clarification there, mate. Yeah, Tuesdays, that's the one. Excellent. So, yeah, check that out. Otherwise, head over to the Blue Mountains. I think it's, what is the Blue Mountains? I think it's Blue Mountains ARC or BMARC off the top of my head. They have the 2 metre net, the 80 metre net on Tuesday nights, and it's got the details Oh, I just can't remember their website. I do apologise. But yeah, check it out. If you're scrolling around 80 metres, yeah, see if we can catch up with them on a Tuesday night. Thanks, Jim. We'll catch up with you on the next round. Down to Ian, VK2 HDZ, VK2 FOMG in the Central Coast Amateur Radio Club 2 minutes net.
VK2 FOMG, VK2 HDZ returning. Very quiet as far as radio for the last few weeks. Too busy. This is our busy time of work, so work takes priority over everything. That and family.
Hi Ian, thanks for returning back to us for 2019. Just got on key for a sec. I've got a 4-year-old screaming at me. K2FLMG returning, sorry, kids due to go to bed, so I might actually tend to that very shortly. VK2F VNC, Vince, thanks for joining there, mate, much appreciated. And sorry to hear, Ian, you haven't had a lot to go on radio tonight there, or this week I should say. Work, just come off on holidays, hard for me to think about work at this point. When did you get back to work, mate? Was that early this month, over?
K2HDZ returning, yeah, back on the 7th, mate, and it was quiet for a few days, and then everybody's toilet was broken, so they all had to be fixed.
Any other stories you've had over the Christmas break, mate? Any chance to jump on some HF while the bands were good?
Bands have been up and down as far as I'm concerned, but my main trouble is that you can hear them but you can't get to them, although I have managed to top out on 45 countries by some subterfuge and late night efforts.
Yeah, I've had a bit of a roller coaster here myself, but I don't quite have the same gear as you guys have had on HF, so it's a bit hard for me to sort of give a full comment, and I can only knock out 10 watts, as I was mentioning about the Blue Mountains, so yeah, no, but I mean, if that's the same experience for everybody, it means that we've had some pretty roller coastery bands, despite some of the reports we're getting back from the news. That's interesting to note. All right, then. Thanks, mate. Thanks for dropping in, and much appreciated. I'll head back up to the top of the original list from round 1, conscious we're on round 2, and over to Brad, VK2NMZ, VK2FOMG.
VK2NMZ, VK2FOMG. I've just come into you. I've just been monitoring the live feed as well. For a bit of a couple of statistics out there, if anybody is interested, as far as the analytics side is, there's currently 19 people watching. This has been shared out to a couple of groups. It's reached over 5,000 people, and over 300 people have individually interacted with this video, whether that be watching it, commenting, liking it, or even opening the video up. So if you are going out there and listening and watching this from the live feed off the Facebook page, thank you very much. It is much appreciated. And I guess on the other side of there as well is that if you have come in and you are watching this as a live feed and you do have an interest in amateur radio, feel free to send an inbox to the page, and that's something there which we'll be able to go through and reply back to you and give you all the details that you need. Hey, that's about it from me. I'll hand it back over to Net Control, VK2, NMZ, VK2 FOMG.
VK2RAG, Summersby.
VK2NMZ, VK2F OMG. I was almost about to use your foundation call sign, mate. Yeah, no worries, and thanks for hosting that tonight, Miles, and Brad, for your continued support as the IT manager there as well. It's great. 25 people currently live there watching it, so fantastic. Alex mentions in the comments there that he's trying to transmit on 0.5 of a watt, from Perth, so probably won't hear you there, mate, but we can hear you loud and clear on the comments, so thanks for joining in as well. And as Brad said, you know, if you want to drop a comment, say good day, if you just drop a call sign, whichever, give us a like, give us a share, whatever suits. We're always keen to get this out and get everybody involved, so thanks, Brad. How's the HF vertical going, mate? Any updates on that one?
Hey, not at the moment. I've been inundated with a whole heap of other things and haven't really had any much of a chance to be able to go through and play with the vertical. For the players out there, I have a HF vertical here, which is a 276 metre to 80 metre vertical. It is a something. Hang on, I'm just literally pulling out the packaging now. All right, it is a Harvest or HVU8. So it can handle 200 watts of fury apparently. The frequency or the bandwidth on it is incredibly narrow, and I'm still going through and working on it. Even at the moment, I need to adjust the radials for the 2 metre radial on here, as I'm sitting at about 2 to 1 SWR right now. So definitely needs some adjusting. I got nothing else, mate. I need to go through and duck inside for a moment. So I'm going to go through and hand it back over to you, and I'll kick around for the next round. VK2NMZ, VK2FOMG.
VK2FOMG. Thanks, mate. No worries. Shame it's not working there, but I'm sure you'll be able to get that resolved shortly. Be good to see you on the lower bands, mate. Excellent. And Kim's just dropped a comment as well. Cheers from Adelaide, VK5FKYM. Thanks, Kim. Thanks for dropping by and having a listen. Always good to hear. Yeah, it's good to see the sort of reach we're getting, and I hope to see you at the field day. I've heard we get a lot of people that come from Adelaide, Melbourne, and down from Brisbane, which is great. Thank you, Brad. Thank you, Kim, for your comment. And let's move down to the publicity officer, Dave, VK2KFU, VK2FOMG.
FOMG, VK2KFU. What more information do I have to add? Oh yes, the club news will mention the existence of a YouTube channel. I was informed about that. The web page now has a completely new look and will be constantly evolving thanks to our amazing IT team. And apparently there's been some satellite activity on the Facebook page. So check out the video there. But however, I'm not into social media myself. I just stick the plain old amateur radio. What else? Oh yes. After I recovered from my bout of food poisoning, I went and sprained my ankle. So I'm having great fun. VK2FOMG, VK2KFU.
Dave, VK2KFU, VK2FOMG. Sorry to hear about your ankle there, mate. That's no good. You're gonna have to get that bandaged up and get it back into good health, mate. We need our publicity officer on his feet and out and about. Otherwise, yes, mate. A few edits on the page would be great. On the news, I should say. And yes, the Facebook page and the website has been updated. So brand new page we've loaded there, new provider, new look. And yeah, we're constantly between Brad, who's currently on the net this evening, myself, and our webmaster Hendrik, TDR, VK2F TDR, I think his call sign is. We're constantly going through and making some changes on the page. So I encourage everybody listening to go and check it out, ccarc.org.au or www.ccarc.org.au if you want to check that out. Not only the field day stuff, but yes, a lot of satellite stuff. We're getting blog posts from all our members, and we're going to be updating that with all the freshest information. So make sure you check that one out. I'll just turn key for a moment. through, Dave, before I come back to you on the Facebook page there. Mike, listening on GP Handheld in Killarney Vale. Thanks, Mike. Even if it's a GP, mate, it's a goodie. Glenn Campbell asked any echo link on this repeater, and that's a good point, Glenn. We're actually not bringing that up just yet. It is a work in progress, as our admin is replying to you there. It's on the list of things with IRLP. We've got a few back-end bits and pieces we're doing of work. And keep a listen out to the VK2WI news for the latest on that one, as well as the CCARC webpage. All right, I will continue back to Dave there. Over to you. Anything else you want to add on this round? VK2KFU, VK2FOMG?
No, that's about all I have to say right now. Just checking through my notes. Yep, that was all. So I'll just continue listening on the side in case anyone has any information to contribute to the
Yeah, VK2KFU, VK2FOMG, that's exactly right, Dave. Thanks very much, mate. If you have any news or information that you want to get broadcasted as a club member of the CCARC, or have anything that you'd like to bring to the publicity side of the organisation, please reach out to Dave. You can email him at publicity@ccarc.org.au, publicity@ccarc.org.au. Alternatively, you can also hit us up on the Facebook page. I know the IT manager, web admin and publicity officers all integrate. Best to email it through to publicity though, because Dave's the word of mouth of the horse. Stuff that up terribly, but you know what I mean. It's all part of the fun. All right, thanks, Dave. I will catch up with you. Our next round will be round 3, so we'll catch up with you then before you go horizontally polarised. Over to Jamie, VK2FJAY, VK2FOMG.
Yeah, thanks, Jay. Talking about horizontally and vertically polarised, I'm not far off that myself. Got to be up at 4 a.m. and at the office at 4:30 to load up and head out. So I'll make this my last and final round there. After lovely wife made some chicken strips and vegetables and things for dinner, so it's been munching away while listening. Good to see the live feed. I had a quick look and some of the comments too, which is great. Great to see everyone taking a devoted interest to the club and helping get the name out there. I notice things come in waves. They peak up and go a bit quiet, then peak back up again. But definitely good that, you know, good publicity. Everything's getting out there, which is great. Appreciate everyone for making that effort. And yeah, that's about it for me, mate. I'll go clear after this one and yeah, get back inside and see the lovely wife. Hit the hay. I'll throw it back to you. VK2FOMG, VK2FJAY with the flaming timeout timer again.
2FJAY, VK2FOG. Now come on, mate, you work in this industry, you should know about timeouts. No, all good, mate, thanks for joining, much appreciated. We appreciate all your effort and all your work. And we'll catch up with you next week. But good to hear everything's going well, and yeah, of course the Facebook page doing a great success there, so encourage everybody to join, give us a like, give us a comment, as I mentioned. I'm not going to flog it to death, but yeah, good stuff. 7-3s, mate, and we'll talk to you soon. Mr. Perez, VK2 Alpha Sierra Sierra, VK2FOMG.
VK2FOMG, VK2 Alpha Sierra Sierra. I'm just watching the comments and so on and so forth on here. If you don't mind, I'll just quickly... Mike Causer, he's listening on a cheapy handheld at Killarney Vale. Enjoying our live feed. Glenn Campbell. Echo Link will be in the future. At this moment, Kim Hannaford, good to see you out there, mate. It's Miles, VK2 Alpha Sierra Sierra. It's all fantastic. I can't believe how well this little live feed's going. It's absolutely fantastic. I've got to reply to some messages I've seen come up on my phone of recent that I don't know if they're coming through on the feed. You can hear the dinging and banging and me coughing and spluttering while the feed's going. I'll work on this a bit, so next week it might be better, and maybe be able to also do the other a couple of other things with feeds to get it out there a bit more. But yeah, I'll just de-key for a moment.
VK2RAG, Summersby.
Thank you, Karen, for your kind words. That's our sponsor. Just quickly touching on other things. My shack is getting worse. I have so much stuff in here now. I think I'm going to have to take a wall out somewhere and extend the shack, or I'm going to have to go upwards. I got more stuff in here I can poke a stick at the moment. That's all good. We're getting there. I've not bought any radios for the past 2 weeks. I've not bought any parts for radios in the past 2 weeks. But just in remembering, Sunday is trash and treasure. So we never know what could happen between here and there. Just like to say thanks to Jay for running the net once again. I'm not working tomorrow. I've got to go to Sydney in the morning for a funeral, so I'll be here to the end listening. And I'll hand it back to you, Jay. VK2 FOMG, VK2 Alpha Sierra Sierra.
VK2 NRC listening.
Alpha Sierra Sierra, VK2 FOMG, and I had a station coming on the side there, but I just missed the call sign. But I will pick you up towards the end. We've got 2 more before you hit the bottom of the list. All right. Thanks, Miles, and do appreciate that. No problems. Happy to run the net. It's part and parcel of the job, mate. But yeah, always to get everybody out and about, coming in and joining. I know everybody's keen about field day, and I do apologise. I haven't got a lot that I can share, so something I'll take away ready for next week. See what I can see if I can name drop anything for you. But we'll see how we go. Shh, don't tell anybody. All right, thanks, Miles. Much appreciated. And yeah, we'll catch up with you on the next round. Down to Pete, VK2 EHQ, VK2 FOG.
VK2 FOMG and group VK2 EHQ. Thanks for that, Jay. Yeah, I'll make this my final. First of all, thanks for running the net tonight. It's good to hear there's a lot of listeners, whether it's on Facebook or shortwave listening through whatever means. Always great. Karen picked up a few cables and stuff from a deceased estate indirectly. Dot from Malara let her know, so next time we're up at the club we'll drop off a carton of cables. Everyone can take what they want. I think there's also a couple of straight keys and whatever else. But anyway, probably won't be this Saturday, I don't think. But all being well, the Saturday after. That's about it for me tonight, I think. That's all I've got to say, so I'll make this my final. Good night to everyone, and thanks for running the net there, Jay. VK2 FOMG, VK2 EHQ.
VK2 VK2 FOMG. Thanks, Pete. Thanks, Karen. Appreciate everybody joining. And yeah, we'll catch up with you next time. 7-3's there, and yeah, look forward to the club newsletter coming out. But good stuff. Down to Alan there, VK2 AFM, VK2 FOMG.
VK2 NG, VK2 FM. And yeah, about all I can add on the radio front has been having fun on ST8, only on 6 meters. And worked to ZL7, I think, and heard a few JAs on ST8, but those only with a half-wave vertical. So it's far as it goes. Anyway, just cooking dinner and relaxing. So back to you, VK2FONG, VK2FM.
VK2AFM, VK2FOMG. No worries, mate. I guess once the shack's all set up, that's when we'll get some fully set up. We'll get some good stories out. So much appreciated, Alan. Thanks for the update there, and we'll catch up with you on round 3. Yes, we've also got a couple of comments coming through. VK4FSTV. Thanks, Steve, for joining there. Glenn's provided an update. I'll be heading out to Howes Knob at Manly tomorrow for some VHF, UHF fun. Plus, he'll have a 10-metre radio watching 28490. I love 10 metres. Such a great band. And that reminds me of not the Trans-Tasman, what's it called? The Sydney VHF, UHF contest is coming up in March. So make sure you've got your handheld gear ready for that one. I know I will be. And finally, Nate drops in VK2FEAR, VK2 Fear. That's not bad. I thought my FLMG was good. Thanks, Nate. Much appreciated, mates. And thanks for joining the net this evening as well. No worries, Al. I'll just unkey for a sec.
Just quickly, VK2 Alpha Sierra Sierra.
Has the con, go ahead.
Thank you, Jay. VK2 FOMG, VK2 Alpha Sierra Sierra. We've also had Terry Griffiths, VK4 ZTG, drop in. He's in the land of North Queensland. And I think Nate, his actual name is Bob, B-O-B, because underneath where he's put that comment, he's got Bob. And Nate, not a problem at all. You're more than welcome, mate. We're going to try and do this each and every week. And I'll pass it back to you, Jay, and I'll just keep talking to them, the people who are listening here to the live feed. Sorry, Jay, to jump on top of you, mate.
Mate, the Admiral has the con, mate. President out-trumps the Vice President. So, all good. But, yeah, no worries. I go off the Facebook name. So, I mean, Steve had BK4 as his call sign. And then I saw Steve and Nate. Bob, yeah, good, mate. Either way, good to see you dropping in from Camden there. And it's all good, mate. That's what we want. We want to see everybody joining and having a chat. And even if it's just a back and forth in the chat channel, doesn't matter. Much appreciated. So I think we might try and push this out to YouTube as well. So if some of our shortwave listeners aren't on Facebook, we might see if we can do a dual live feed on Facebook as well as on YouTube. So that way you can check out the Central Coast Amateur Radio Club YouTube channel, CCARC, if you do a search over on YouTube, and we'll see if we can try and organise that. But I'll leave that to our wonderful IT manager, VK2, to facilitate. All right, excellent stuff. And we are at the bottom of the list there for round 2. Conscious we're rocking into 9 o'clock. About 20 minutes to go, give or take. I usually try and push this out to about 20 past 9. I'll do a D key first so I don't fry the repeater, and I will check out the Netmaster mailbox and then quickly jump back to the Facebook page for comments. So bear with me for a second.
Okay, NRC, listening.
A2NRC, why have I forgotten your name? You and I did our first satellite contact late last year. Can't believe I forgot your name. Can I get your name, because it's going to frustrate the life out of me now?
Oh, Bravo, Oscar Bravo. Yeah, VK2 FMAG, VK2NRC.
Much appreciated, mate. Thank you very much. Yeah, that's right. It was you, me and Cameron on my first AO91 pass with Robert, VK2AR, his IO antenna build. What an amazing day. I've still got that MP3. Thanks for sharing it with me. All right, let me check some emails, and I'll add you up to the top of the list there, mate, for round 3. Round 3 is the final round. So once I've got these shortwave listening comments and things out, I will ask for any new stations to join. So just bear with me, and I'll be back. And we do have an email there from Al Barton. Al says, "Hi again, Jay. Congratulations to all on the live feed. Great idea on Facebook. Cheers all. Al 73. Thanks, Al. Much appreciated, mate. And we'll see if we can grab an email from you on the last round. I've also got a couple of comments here that just flying through before I can catch them. Ken Hargraves, VK4 AKH from North Lakes up in Queensland, says g'day. He's VK2MG's OM. I think that's his dad. I won't say old man because that's a rude word. I'll say Ken is his dad. Thanks, Ken, for dropping by. Much appreciated, mate. And Al's dropped a great idea. Cheers for the live feed of the WA News on Sunday 2 miles. Much appreciated. And that was from Vince VR. My apologies, Vince, if I got that wrong. Look, great stuff, guys. We are at the bottom of the list. Any other stations that wish to join, please go ahead.
VK2FOMG, this is VK2FRPG. It's Frank EJ.
VK2RAG, Summersby.
Frank, VK2RPG. Thanks, mate. Thanks for joining. Frank, there he is. Popped him in so I don't forget your name. And I did have the other station, that was Bob, like RNC, wasn't it? No, NCR. Just literally deleted it out of my list. Sorry, Bob, if I stuffed your call sign up there, mate, but I'll put you on the top so we can clean that one up. NRC, there we go, see. I'm not crazy. My doctor tells me I'm not crazy. All right, I'll see if there's any other stations that wish to join. Thanks, Frank. Thanks, Bob. Anybody else? Drop a call sign. Let's go.
VK2 Alpha Sierra again.
And I know he's listening. I want him to drop his call sign. Where are you, Steve? VK2SKC, VK2FOMG. Just sort him out on that one later on. No worries. Third round, ladies and gentlemen, right at the top of the list there. So I will we'll get across to Bob, VK2 NRC, VK2FOMG.
VK2 FMOG, VK2 NRC. Good evening, Jay and everybody else. Only sort of jumped in on the end of this. I don't know what you have actually been talking about, but I'm assuming you're doing something with the space as well. Is that correct? Been doing a great deal radio-wise last week, been in hospital, and no longer have the gallbladder, so that sort of mucked things up for last week. So anyway, this week's all been played on satellites a few nights during the week, so that's about all. Anyway, I'll put it back to you, VK2FMG, VK2 NRC.
NRC, VK2FOMG. Good to hear you, Bob. And I'll just be key for a sec, excuse me. These carbonated drinks sometimes. No, much appreciated. Thanks for dropping by. I assume you're in your satellite position. See if you can try and pick AO 91 or 92, because I know you're from the basin or South Sydney, if I recall correctly. And coming up here, that must take a bit of wattage. So, but yeah, no, good to hear you, mate. Anyway, and yes, for everybody else, we will get Echo Link, IRLP, and other YouTube stream coming up. So, again, not going to flog us to death, but good just to have the copy out there as well. All right. Anything else there, Bob? Conscious it's the last one. We'll be saying 7 threes after everybody's overs. How's the satellites going, mate? I feel terrible for saying that, but I've been so wrapped up in work. I really want to get out there with the IOIO, but any updates on that one?
VK2FMG, VK2NRC. With the recent launch of a lot of the new satellites, there seems to be a lot of trouble deploying them. It seems like they might have, because of the launch being delayed and a lot of batteries have to run down or flat or something like that, that a lot of them haven't they would have liked, but hopefully with a bit more charging, they might be able to build the batteries up enough to get things to deploy, and then they can sort of reboot them or whatever they are capable of doing. And we might get a few more satellites around. But anyway, it's just one of those things time will tell. But it's good that, they can get a whole heap at the moment. And I mean, one of the first ones of the, getting, I think it was about 50 odd satellites in one launch, with, I think there was 12 or something which are amateur capable, which unfortunately I think was only 2 have actually deployed correctly, which are sideband, which I don't have that capability at the moment. But anyway, back to you.
Well, thanks for the update there, mate. It's good to hear that the satellites are still kicking. I know I heard a lot. I could hear the people rolling their eyes and growling and grunting as soon as we started talking satellites. I know everybody's HS for FT8 or digital or analog, and satellites is a bit of a cursed word, but I don't know. I'll stand there and wave my flag, I guess. But no, good to hear, mate, and I'm looking forward to catching up with you guys on the FM birds. If you do have an interest, in amateur radio satellites and amateur satellites, head on over to MSAT VK. I think it's msat.vk off the top of my head. Or there's the groups IO, or if you want to just drop me a message or drop the Search Case Amateur Radio Club page a message, we can give you some details about the MSAT group. Thanks, Bob. Much appreciated. We will move down now to Frank, VK2 RPG and VK2 FLMG.
VK2 FLMG, VK2 FRPG. Not much to report on my end. I managed to listen to the last half hour of last week's sketch, so it was well past 9:30 when I started listening, so it went on for quite a while, so it's good to see we've got a good band of people following the net, being involved. My focus at the moment is just trying to get some aerials up on the roof, so I've just been working on how I can do that without having to have something that's too noticeable. But anyway, I think I can get about 30 metres of wire up on the roof. So anyway, that's my project at the moment. Back to you, Jay.
Probably Frank, VK2F RPG, VK2F LMG. I suspect you've fixed the issue you're having coming into the repeater. That's obviously coming through nice and clear now. How did you go with that?
Yeah, all good. Look, I'm generally getting pretty good push up where I am. I'm at the Forest Beach, and where I've got the radio is a 2-story house right on the boundary. But yeah, no, look, I'm getting up pretty well. So I just had some issues with the battery in the radio. Back to you.
Great, glad it was all resolved there, so good stuff. Closest to the last round, anything else you wanted to put out there, Frank, before I move down?
Jade, this is VK2 FMOG, VK2 FRPG. I'll say 73 everyone, so I need to get some dinner. I'll speak to you later.
Thanks for joining the net, and we'll say 7-3 to you, and 7-3 to Bob as well, VK2 NRC. Before I do jump down to Al, I do believe I double-keyed over the president there when I was addressing Bob. Miles, do you want to go ahead there, VK2 Alpha Sierra Sierra, VK2 FLMG?
Yeah, thanks, Jay. Just a quick report here on our Facebook feed. We have a gentleman, VK4 AKH, North Lakes, Brisbane. A bit of a celebrity. His name's Ken, and he's related to one of our members who's actually here on the net this evening, VK2 MG's father, VK4 AKH. And we've had a fairly good night, and we've still got 16 watchers and listeners, so everything's going fancy. Jesus, nothing wrong with the way I speak. Everything's going fantastically. I'll hand it back to you, Jay, to continue on, and I'll just go out to the kitchen, grab myself a drink, and wait for my turn. VK2 OMG, VK2 Alpha Sierra Sierra.
Sierra Sierra, VK2 FOMG. Thanks, Miles. Appreciate it, mate. And I'm just getting bombarded with comments here. I do apologise, everybody. It's great. We're having a great time. Lots of comments, lots of turnouts, and it's very exciting. But yeah, no, it's good. Good turnout, mate. It's great to hear. So thanks, Miles. And yeah, Ken as well, which commented on a bit earlier. We've got Rolled. I think it's Rolled, R-O-A-L-D. My apologies, mate, if I got that wrong. Hi from Canberra, Rolled, VK1RZ. Much appreciated, mate. Thanks for dropping by. And yes, Miles does have a fantastic call sign. We've got a friend of ours, close friend of ours, David, VK2MAZ, who's listening as well. Good to hear you, mate. Drop us a message in the chat. Say g'day, give us a like. That's what we're after. All right, continuing down the list there, we'll go down to Al, speak of the celebrity double, VK2MG, VK2FOMG.
VK2FOMG, and the Central Coast Net, VK2MG. I don't know about the celebrity stuff, but anyway, yeah, I sent the link off to that. That's why I was asking for the URL, and I don't know why I didn't realise about share. I should have realised that. I've been using Facebook so many years, it's silly. Only other thing I got to comment on is, yeah, I might try and can't head out on Sunday. I might try and head out and do another park on Saturday because we get to use the AX2 prefix this weekend, being Australia Day. So the nice thing is, for anybody actually out there being a hunter, you get to call in with both calls and they both count. So it's should be a slightly easier activation day. VK2 FOMG, VK2MG.
VK2MG, VK2 FOMG. That's a good point there, mate. For our amateurs listening this evening, don't forget Australia Day. You can use the AX2 call sign in lieu of the normal VK prefix. So AX2, and I say obviously because we're in New South Wales, but conscious we're now in a countrywide chat. The AX obviously is the changeover for VK. So remember on Australia Day, you can use your VK, regular VK call prefix, or you can use AX, obviously, as part of the celebration. So good one to point out, mate. Well done. I just did a quick search on AX prefixes there and on the WIA, so obviously got to make sure I'm giving accurate news. But yeah, good stuff. Excellent, mate. Last round, anything else you wanted to point out there before we say 7-3?
Only that I've really got to go around to doing the heat shrink on that antenna. I've gone 2 outings now, and the heat shrink's sort of running loose on the cable. I've not heated it up for it either. You'd think the heat that I've had out the last 2 activations would have done it. But anyway, it hasn't. Good night all. Great net. 7-3. I'll see you all, if not next week, beforehand.
Yeah, thanks for joining, mate. Appreciate the drop-in, and you and I are overdue for a parks one evening, so you, me, and Brad might have to jump out and do some QRP, I reckon. So I'll have a chat with you and Brad on Facebook over the coming week. Quick shout-out to Matt as well. One of our shortwave listeners dropped in just before he's about to drop off to bed. He's dropped in to have a bit of a listen, so thanks for joining there, Matt. Appreciate it, mate, and we'll catch up with you. You have to come out to the field day, mate. He's on CB, but I don't think he's got a call sign. Yeah, we'll just have to see what he comes up with, but good stuff. All right, we'll continue down the list there. Conscious we're on the 3rd round, and we're heading into 12 past 9. So over the gym there, VK2EWI, VK2FOMG.
VK2FOMG from VK2EWI. Couple of things. Wanted to say hi to Miles, and don't worry about it. You'll fill up the place, whatever room you have. Anyway, regarding the Golden Globe Round the World race, there are 2 boats that are now about to finish or very close. Both of them have non-valid ham call signs. One had a St. Lucia call sign, the other had a Dutch call sign, and both of them have been, it's been remarked that they are not legal. So I wonder about that. Also, I would like to mention that CCARC is having their yard sale or their parking lot sale this weekend. And the values are quite good there, especially for stuff that they're kind of getting out of. I shouldn't put that out over ham radio, I suppose, but I did anyway. Anyway, that's about it from this end, and I look forward to seeing everybody at the field day in Wyong. Back to you, Jay. Over.
VK2 EWI, VK2 FLG. Now we can't, obviously can't say brand names on over the air. So we're going to say the box with the blue roof is having a yard sale, and they'll be doing that, and probably some good prices. Look, I mean, you know, he's obviously spilled the beans, so check it out on their website, and yeah, see how it goes. But yeah, obviously, not much you can do now. So, no worries, Jim, and good to hear. Because I wonder what happened to the race there. I didn't know whether they were finished or not. So, if you've got any stuff, mate, you're on Facebook, can you post that up onto the Central Coast Amateur Radio Club page? Because we got to see some of the results and how amateur radio is involved in that. I know we're going to get a couple of people to participate from the club. I don't know what happened there, if we had anybody involved, but it'd be always good to hear, so good stuff. Thanks, Jim. Well, it's the last round, so we'll say 7 3s, and we'll continue down to Ian, VK2 HDZ, VK2 FOMG.
VK2 FOMG, VK2 HDZ returning. Not a lot to say. Had a few contacts on 10 metres, which I didn't think I'd do last week, which was a bit of a shock.
Mate, what was the band you had there, sorry? 32 contacts, was it?
Few contacts on 10 metres open for a few minutes with FT8, so I just put out a call and got a heap back.
Unfortunately, I can't play digital, so it's not Chinese to me, but yeah, I can't share that feeling. I think the best experience I could share is, and I'm pretty sure everybody felt it, was the 2 metre band open until 11 o'clock. I think it was like Thursday or Friday last week, which is incredible. Brad, who was on the net tonight, actually, he's up next. Him and I were having a conversation, and RAD was blocked by, or being used by a couple of other members, so we keyed up to Muswellbrook and had a conversation on Muswellbrook with only a handful of watts. I transmit on this radio at 1 watt down to RAG, and I was able to do 1 watt out to Muswellbrook, which was just fantastic. Get to the basin without a problem there. It was just a wonderful experience. So yeah, but 10 metres, I haven't had much of a chance to have a bit of a look. We just yeah, I do know that when it's open, it's all the way into Europe and everywhere. So just the right experience, Ian, or how did you go, mate? Did you have any other good FTA contacts?
My best is 20 metres, occasionally 40, a couple on 80, even though I haven't got an antenna. Well, an antenna can be barely tuned to 80 as I've got at the moment, but occasionally it pops up. But most of the time 20, but over the last couple of weeks you can hear heaps, you just can't get back to them.
Mate, seems to be the same problem I've got. 80 metres just seems, as I mentioned earlier about Blue Mountains, can hear it crystal clear. You know, get back out, not a chance. So, bit weird, but it's all right, no problem. I heard 40 metres is pretty good for the summertime anyway. Yeah, just a final there, mate. Anything else before we say 7-3?
73 to everybody, and see you next week.
Thanks for joining the net tonight, mate, and yeah, appreciate it. I'm just getting comments on Facebook still going, so all good. Thanks, Ian, and we appreciate it, and we'll catch up with you next week. Down to Brad, VK2 NMZ, VK2 FOMG. VK2 NMZ, VK2 FOMG for the
Central Coast Amateur Radio Club 2 metre net. One thing I will go through and do, Jay, if this is okay with you, is Zaven, if the listener that we have at the moment in Sydney, who is able to currently listen to this, and was wanting to go through and see whether he is able to crack into the VK2 RAG repeater from his handheld. So what I might do, if it's okay with you, can I hand this over briefly to VK2 MAZ, VK2 NMZ, VK2 FOMG for permission?
VK2NMZ, VK2MAZ, just give you a quick shout out if you want to say good day there, see if you can come in on the handheld. Over to you, VK2MAZ, VK2FOMG. Signal, but no audio there, Zaven, if you want to have another one of that. We might take that one off the net. Thanks for trying, though. Much appreciated. But we'll have a crack at that after the net there. I'll close this up after a handful here, and we can see if we can do some testing there from your QTH. All right, back to you, Brad. Just quickly, anything else before we close out the net there for you and say 7-3?
VK2RAG, Summersby.
VK2 NMZ, VK2 FOMG. Not at this point in time. I'm just going through and I'm just going through running through a couple of things, but I just wanted to go through and say thank you again for running the notes. It is much appreciated, and yeah, thank you to all the people out there who are listening from this live feed on this page. Not only is it on our page, our CCARC page, but it has also come through and been shared to a multitude of other groups as well. So it is actually getting out there, and it is something for the listeners who are out there. It is much appreciative. For the moment, I've got nothing else to go through and add at this point in time. So I'm going to go through and I'll say 73 to you and everybody else out there in radio land tonight. VK2 NMZ, VK2 FOMG, 7-3, mate, and I hope you have yourself a good week. Good night, all.
To NMZ, VK2 FOMG, 7-3. Thank you to 7-3, mate. Thanks for joining, and much appreciated there. Just conscious of time, I am pressing this a little bit, so I do apologise if it's a bit rushed, but I'll head on down to the publicity officer there, Dave, VK2 KFU, VK2 FOMG.
FOMG, VK. Excuse me, VK2 KFU. As you can tell, I'm just about to go home with hot dogs, so thanks to everyone on the net. It's been a great chat, and I'll catch you all next week. VK2 FOMG, VK2 KFU.
KFU, VK2 FOMG. Thanks for joining, Dave. Just a quick one there. If anybody wants to get in touch with our publicity officer, Dave, there, you can email him at publicity@ccarc.org.au. Thanks also to Ken Hargraves for joining. 7-3, mate. Much appreciated. Dropping off the Facebook stream there as well. All right. Jamie's gone. FJOO. We'll go down to the prayers. VK2FCOCO, VK2 FOMG.
VK2 FOMG, VK2 Alpha Sierra Sierra. Oops, I bumped things on my desk just then and everything moved. I don't know if you're watching it, but at this moment, yep, there we go. We're back on the radio, Nelly. Okay, just quickly, at the moment we've got 18 watchers. And I just like, I don't know if people are still listening, but I'd just like to throw out a few thanks for the few people who've given the Facebook site a like tonight. I think we're starting around here. Josh S, Matt W, Nate, Colin B, Vince, Robert M, Brendan K, Rich M, Tubbs, Tyron M, and Bruno. Gee, thanks guys for giving our site a like. I'd say they've all been having a good listen. David Catterall has just liked our video that we're doing at the moment. It's fantastic that we've got all these people out there listening and joining us and throwing the comments up. I'm hoping we can expand on this and make it a bit bigger and get more people joining our net. I think, gee, 9:30 and we're still running. This is fantastic, ladies and gentlemen. I'm guessing over the next week I'm going to have to do a few little modifications in the shack to get this working a bit better. But no, this is fantastic, and thank you to everyone. Just dekeying for a moment. I'd just like to thank all participants who've got on the night. Like to thank Jay for being netmaster once again, and it's just fantastic to have everyone here. It's actually David is VK2HEK. VK2HEK. G'day, David. Now, just for anyone who is listening, both to the live feed and via VK2RAG, we have a fairly decent footprint. We have stations from Sydney who join us, as well as stations from well up north, up around Newcastle and a little further north. So don't be scared, give it a try, see if you can key it up and join us one evening. It's, as you can see, we're fairly relaxed here and just enjoy having a bit of chin wag and telling everyone what we've been up to. It's fantastic. Okay, Jay, thanks again, mate, and I'll say 73s to 1 and all, and I'll probably be on for a short while after the net's over, and if anyone wants to have a chat afterwards. VK2 Alpha Sierra Sierra. Sorry, I've done that wrong once again. VK2 FOMG, VK2 Alpha Sierra Sierra.
To Alpha Sierra Sierra, VK2 FOMG. Folks, you know it's going well when the president doesn't get it right. You know, when the pigeon head on the top, the stick on the top can't get it right, you know we're all doing a great job. And I mean that in jest, mate. It's not an insult. Please don't take that the wrong way. I know you've got a good sense of humour, so I know you wouldn't have, but yeah, good stuff. All good. Quick acknowledgement there to Dave, as Miles mentioned, VK2HEK. Thanks for dropping by there, Dave. Much appreciated. Still got averaging between 15 and 20 people watching simultaneously, so guys, please drop us a comment, give us a like, whichever. I've got one more left, and then I'll do some shortwave, and then I'll close it up, so don't worry, we're not hanging around forever and ever. Thanks, Miles, for joining. Much appreciated, mate. We'll say 7-3 to you as well. And down to Alan, VK2AFM, VK2FOMG in the Central Coast Amateur Radio Club 2-metre net. Al, anything else other than the shack, mate? What, anything else you want to say before we close up tonight?
Hey there, VK2FOMG. Got it right, VK2 Echo Fox Mike. And the only other thing I'm bad is that moving QTH, I'll throw up a quick vertical for HF, which is just a 7-metre aluminium whip, or 7-metre mast, auto tuner under it, and some radials on 40 through to 10 metres, and surprise, surprise, it actually did tune on 80. Did work a US station on FT8, so all I gained out of that was that elevated radial systems and a tuner rod at the base works fairly well. Yeah, it was a temporary antenna put up with star picket post for wife's not very happy with it because it's on a good view of the house. Anyway, with that, 73s to all. Catch you later, VK2FOMG, VK2FM.
VFM, VK2 VK2FONG. Thanks, Alan. 7-3s, mate. Good to chat to you. Hope the shack gets set up well, and yeah, if you get any dramas, drop the Amateur Radio Club a message. I'm not going to bore you with all the details. I'm sure everybody knows it. I've flogged it enough tonight. But thanks for coming, mate. Much appreciated. And Ian's dropped in. Good effort on the live feed, boys. 7-3 VK2HTZ. Thanks again, Ian. Much appreciated. Bottom of the list, ladies and gentlemen, towards the end of the night, coming into 9:28. That's 10 minutes over. Not that that's a problem, because what's radio about if you can't have a conversation, right? Awesome FT8. I'm not going to insult the FT8 guys there. Come on, hang on a minute. But yeah, look, Netmaster, I'll do a quick check on the emails. Let me unkey for a sec. Long-time shortwave listener Al Barton drops in. Heard both of you and Brad last week on 2 metres on the input and on the output of that repeater, and I think he's referring to the Musselbrook one. Thanks for the net. Catch you next week. Cheers, Al. 7-3. Thanks, Al. Much appreciated, mate. Ladies and gentlemen, long-term shortwave listener Al. I was going through some emails years ago, or from years ago, I should say, 2011, 2012. So Al's been a long-term shortwave listener and a supporter of the club. Okay, bottom of the list, 15 to 20 people still watching on Facebook. Thank you, everybody, again. I know we flogged that to death as well tonight, but it's just great to see this take off. And, you know, we want to really sort of promote this more and more, so every week. So if you can't hit the repeater and we're waiting for the Echo Link and IRLP to get set up, jump on Facebook. Not on Facebook, jump on YouTube. We'll see if we can do a bit of a simulcast and go from there. Thanks, Al. Thanks, our shortwave listeners. Matt and Al, the two that I've got on my list. Thank you to everybody for joining NRC, FRPG, 2MG, 2EWI, 2HTZ, 2NMZ, 2KFU, 2FJY, 2 Alpha Sierra Sierra, 2EHQ, 2EFM. Final thought for tonight. Actually, what I might do, if anybody else is, before I do that, just quickly, if anybody else has been listening, but hasn't contributed directly to the net tonight, but just wants to drop the call sign so I can add to that list that I just called out, I might give everybody 30 seconds just to try and drop that in there, and I'll add you to the list, and that goes towards our info. So, 1 second.
VK2RAG, Summersby.
So what I'll do is I'll give the repeater an open go for 10 seconds there, see if we can, all you have to do is just drop your call sign, and all it does is just really, just for me to add to the list there. So go ahead, any other stations that wish to put themselves as being acknowledged in the net, please go ahead.
Okay, TUTC, who's been listening quite contently and sorting components.
VK2UTC, thanks mate, appreciate it, and thanks for listening to the net tonight. It's been great. We've also got VK5FKYM on the live feed as well. I think that Brad's put across to me there as well, so it's great. And thanks again, Vince, VK2FVNC, 7-3s mate, 7-3s to everybody. Any other stations, just quickly before I put a final thought in. Nothing heard there. So usually what I like to try and do at the end of each net is just put a bit of a thought from some of our fellow engineers of the past. Some of their quotes have been quite good. I've been doing a lot of Tesla lately, so I thought I'd jump on a different page and try and grab some good ones. The one that stuck out for me tonight was from Red Adair, a famous global firefighter. No relation to engineering whatsoever, but he says, if you think it's expensive to hire a professional for a job, wait until you hire an amateur. Oh dear. Gents, 7-3s, Wildfield Day in a month from today. Hope you've got your calendars marked. My name is Jay, VK2FOMG, so the Vice President of the Central Coast Amateur Radio Club, and your net control for this evening. Great turnout, I can't emphasise that enough. Let's do it again next week, and I will hand the repeater back as a 2133 for general use. Okay, 2F OMG listening.
VK2 FOMG, VK2 Alpha Sierra Sierra. just let you know that the live feed has been going for nearly 1 hour and 30 minutes. I'm going to upload this to our Facebook page. We are still doing it. We have a few people who said thank you. And said good effort on the live feed, boys. VK2HDZ. Paul Dixon, good job, 73. Vince, well done to the CCARC. This is great. I'll be listening in regularly. 73 VK2 FVNC out. Well, I'd just like to say, ladies and gentlemen, and all listeners, I'm very proud of what's happening. I can't take any of the props for doing this. Jay and Brad started this 2 weeks ago. I should have done this last week, but I wasn't on my game. So hopefully I'll be able to do this again. If I can't, we'll set it up so either Jay or Brad can remote my computer, and I'll have everything set up so they can just log in and get everything going. Okay, thanks once again. I'm just going to end this live video and load it up. Cheerio.
2 Alpha Sierra Sierra VK2FONG. Thanks for running the live feed tonight, mate. Just give me a sec. I've just got to do a couple of bits and pieces here, but I'll be